Hello, it's me, James Lott Jr., certified life coach and professional organizer here with a lot of help with James Lott Jr. This time there's no guest, it's just me. Once in a while I come on here and talk about certain issues, and I was reflecting, and I'm going to share this reflection onto you of things that I've learned when I went through a major illness. So as I'm recording this on July 2nd, it's released on July 5th, but July 2nd, I woke up in 2018, beginning stages of Bell's palsy. I had a severe case that lasted for almost a year, which I've documented. You can go on. Actually, I did a few shows on here about on Bell's palsy. Also, JLJ this morning, I talk about it in detail. And the really quick James Lott Jr. show, I talk about it in detail. I kind of documented my journey, parts of my journey. So I have Bell's palsy, and so I had a whole while to deal with it and journey with it. And I had said very openly that not very many friends were there for me in person. And some were online, but I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because a friend of mine recently talked about how he wasn't feeling well. Like if somebody, he posted a thing saying, I'm feeling numb, not feeling like myself. I immediately reached out to him. That's what I do. If I see any of my people I like, any of my friends, I'm like, what's going on? Do you need to talk? Another friend of mine was going through his mother had cancer, and was going through some stuff. And I made sure I reached out to him privately, like, what's going on? Do you need anything? I like to make sure they let them know that I'm here. I'm here to listen, and I see you're putting something on social media. I'm here to listen. I'll be there for you how I can. What I learned for myself is that a lot of folks, I had a lot of fans and followers who did check on me, who were like, rooting for me, and that was great and all that stuff. But I had folks, close friends of mine, who didn't, and that was very devastating to me. And I had to learn to live with it. But what I learned from it was, some people, when it comes to social media, if you're not in their lives every day, there are some folks I talk to almost every single day. So yeah, so it'd be weird if I don't hear from them, whatever. But if you're even though you're a good friend, you've known him for 30 years, but basically most of our contact is online with the additional texting and phone calls here and there. At first you're like, okay, well, maybe not. No, everybody's habits are different. Everybody's habits are completely different. Online habits are different. Some going on every day, some going on once a week. Then also the algorithm is weird. So on certain apps like Facebook, when I see somebody's stuff, there are a couple things that happen. I didn't see somebody's stuff until like months later. But for me, whenever I see something, no matter when I see it, if I finally see something that's not positive, and we're close friends or good friends, I always reach out. But what I have found, because later some of my close friends apologized, I thought you were fine, everything was great, I didn't know it was that long. And I had to accept that in some of those cases, it's probably true. Because again, if you don't talk all the time, you don't go online all the time, and some of my friends, I know their habits, so like, okay, probably weren't on that much, so they had no idea. They just assumed. They just weren't there. And so some of my friends, I really totally forgave them. It was like, we're not on that much together, so you wouldn't know. But I had some friends who were like, well, you were smiling in this one picture. And I'm like, that was 8 months later. What I've noticed, because I've also brought the attention to some of my mutual friends, like, so-and-so's going through something. I reached out. Good for you. I've noticed that some people feel that they're not good in situations like that. They're not good in those kind of stressful situations. So a lot of times they opt out, hoping that someone else will be there, take care of you. And then when you're better, they pop back in. You're better. Okay, great. I'm glad you're okay. And they want okay James. They want better James. They want fully formed James. They don't want sad James, depressed James, bedridden James. They don't want that one. They want this one. And I had to accept that. And some people feel like they're just not good. They're not good at that. And I always tell people all the time, well, there's no good at it. I mean, yeah, I guess some people are good at it. But it's like, to listen to somebody, I should say, well, it doesn't take much. But actually it does. I've done shows on active listening, so I know exactly what that means. To have someone come and have the capacity to listen to you, be there for you while you're having sad moments, it does take work. I don't think it's a special kind of person. It just takes work. So you have to literally really be committed to doing it. So I think I had to modify my own thinking and go, okay, I get it. For some people, that's not their thing. They want everybody. Doesn't mean they don't care about me or hope I'm okay or want me to be better. They can totally be praying for me off to the side. They can totally be wishing me, sending me positive energy, and I don't even know it. But being active in someone's recovery is hard for a lot of people. And I said, okay. But now that doesn't negate, as the person who's going through it, how you feel. You can accept this stuff and still feel upset. I had to do that too. I had a guy to go through, okay, I asked out my feelings. I felt abandoned. And so when those folks said, oh, I'm Jason, I'm so sorry, I said, thank you. I didn't say, oh, don't worry, it's okay. No, I was like, thank you. Yes, I was alone for 4 months and no one ever called me. I made sure they knew like what was going on, because I was like, I'm not going to let you off the hook that easily. Yet you're off the hook is not really, I'm better now, whatever. But it's kind of like, no, yes, you should have. Since we have a very close relationship, you probably should have checked on me at least once, like one phone call. I'm laying in bed, can't talk, just one phone call or one text would make a difference. So there is that. And so I made sure that I let them know, okay. But I wasn't so harsh on them where I was like, I'm not talking to you ever again or blah, blah. It's like, I had to accept. For some people, they're very into themselves. They're into themselves and they can care about you, but they're just like, this is not my thing. I don't jump in. People pick and choose who they're going to jump in and help. And in some cases, you may be super busy. You may have your own family you're dealing with. Just thinking, I just can't even add another person into it, which that's legitimate also. Everybody has their own stuff that's going on. But I had to learn that some people, but also some people, it's really base level. They like the version of you that's better. And they rather come in afterwards and go, okay, good, you're better. Thank you. And they're like, okay. And I had to accept that also. But I do shout out to all the ones who did check on me, who did send me Venmos, people that did come by my house to check on me. And it was funny because Tony Moore, we talk almost every day anyway. He always has something going on. So I said, oh, so for me, it was actually nice to have something to take my mind off of my stuff. So I would welcome the phone calls. Like, please call me, tell me whatever is going on. I don't want to think about my own stuff. I need a break from myself because I was in my head all the time. That was the problem. I was in head all the time. Like, oh, get me out of it. So it was a nice surprise. So anyway, so I just wanted to make sure I said that and tell you about that. So that's kind of what I want to say. But I'm James Lott Jr., of course, certified life coach. If you need any life coaching, go to lottahelp.com and we discuss my rates. I can do it through Zoom, FaceTime, everything. It's all on here. I think I'm going to start a new series on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/James Lott Jr. Join any tier and get unlocked bonus content. But I think we'll start adding some more life coaching and organizing content on there too. I do have a life coaching series, a lot to think about, on TikTok at James Lott Jr. And I have a page, A Lot of Help, James Lott Jr. on Facebook. Everyone, take care of yourselves, have compassion, and reach out to somebody. Even if you think it's out of your comfort zone, just say hello to them or something if they went through a tough time. They really will appreciate it.